Where is your mindset? That's the question. Not how much money you have. Not what degree is hanging on your wall. Not how many reps you can do or followers you've got. Where is your mindset when it's pitch black outside and nobody's watching you grind? Where does your mind go when pain shows up? When fear chokes you too? And the easy road is begging you to quit. Mindset is not some motivational quote. It's forged in the dark. It's built when you wake up with no applause, no support, and no backup plan, but you still move forward. Mindset is tested when you fail 5 times and still get up for number 6. It's when your body is done, but your mind says, we're not finished. Most people let circumstances dictate their mindset. They let emotions control their decisions. But warriors, they control the narrative. They don't need perfect weather to go to war. They don't need permission to be savage. They operate with purpose every damn day. Rain, pain, shame. It doesn't matter. The mission comes first. Where is your mindset when the world breaks you down? When life snatches the comfort away and leaves you with nothing but your willpower? Can you rise? Can you stand alone in the chaos and still say, I'm not done yet? That's the question. That's the truth. You're either building discipline or making excuses. You're either feeding the beast or starving it. You're either stepping up or stepping aside. And if you're not in control of your mind, you'll never be in control of your life. So ask yourself, where is your mindset? Is it a weapon or is it a weakness? Key point: weakness. Mindset is your weapon or your weakness. Your mindset is either the sharpest weapon in your arsenal or the biggest hole in your armor. It determines whether you advance or retreat when life punches you in the mouth. The difference between people who dominate life and those who crumble is not talent, money, or opportunity. It's how they think, how they respond when everything is falling apart. If your mind folds under pressure, you're already defeated before you take your first step. But if your mindset is forged like steel, there is no situation, no failure, no pain that can break you. Every day, you're sharpening that weapon or letting it rust. You do that with your choices, whether you choose the easy road or the hard one, whether you stay in bed or get up before the world, whether you let pain define you or fuel you. Weak-minded people build their life around comfort. They look for shortcuts, hacks, and handouts. Strong-minded people, they build their mindset through discomfort. They step into the fire every day, knowing it's the only way to get stronger. Your mindset is the foundation. If it's cracked, everything else collapses. Look around. Most people walk around with dull minds, soft wills, and broken spirits because they've never trained themselves to suffer on purpose. They've never gone to war with their own excuses. They live in fear of adversity because their mindset has never been tested, and when life finally hits, it shatters them. They beg for sympathy, scream about unfairness, and blame the world. But a person with a warrior mindset doesn't flinch. They lean into the storm, not away from it. Your mindset controls everything. Your habits, your actions, your self-talk, your work ethic. It tells you whether to quit or keep grinding. It's the voice in your head that whispers, keep going, when everything in your body is screaming, stop. That voice doesn't come from nowhere. It's built through thousands of reps in the dark. When no one's clapping, when no one's watching, when it's just you and your pain. That's where mindset is molded, not in comfort, but in chaos. And here's the truth. If you don't intentionally shape your mindset, the world will shape it for you. And the world doesn't want you sharp. It wants you compliant. It wants you average. It wants you numb, scrolling, distracted, weak too. But you don't have to be what the world wants. You can choose to be a savage. You can choose to train your mind to be a weapon. A weapon that doesn't break, doesn't bend, and doesn't fear anything. That choice is yours every single day. So when people ask, what separates the strong from the weak? It's not genetics. It's not luck. It's mindset. It's how far you're willing to push, how deep you're willing to go when things get ugly. A weak mindset begs for comfort. A strong mindset finds clarity in suffering. You either own your mind or it owns you. And if it owns you, you'll never win. You'll live reacting, not attacking. Drifting, not driving. Surviving, not thriving. And that's not how warriors live. You must train your mind like a muscle every single day. Your mind is no different from your body. It needs pressure, resistance, and stress to grow. If you skip the reps, don't expect the strength. Mental toughness isn't something you're born with. It's built from pain, repetition, and relentless effort. People talk about grit like it's some mysterious trait. It's not. It's just the result of grinding through situations that most people run from. If you want to build an iron mind, you have to treat it like a muscle. That means daily work, daily pain, sacrifice. You don't get a strong mind by reading about it or talking about it. You get it by getting up when the bed feels like heaven, by running when your legs feel like concrete, by choosing discipline over dopamine. Your mind is either growing or decaying. There is no neutral. And here's the truth. Every time you take the easy route, every time you skip the discomfort, you're feeding weakness. You're letting your mental muscle atrophy. But every time you choose the hard thing, every time you embrace the grind, you're lifting mental weights. People walk around wondering why they feel lost, anxious, weak. It's because they've never trained their minds. They've trained their addictions. They've trained their comfort. They've trained their excuses. If you want to flip that around, you need to attack your day like a savage, not with hope, but with habits. You don't train your mind once a week. You do it every damn day. The moment you stop, you start sliding backward. And once you get soft mentally, it's a long climb back. Every hard choice you make, every difficult thing you do on purpose is another rep. You do it even when you don't want to, especially when you don't want to. That's where the real growth is. It's not glamorous. It's not comfortable, but it transforms you. You build mental muscle by getting through things that hurt, waking up early, running through the pain, doing that one extra rep, pushing when no one is watching. That's the training. This is a daily war. And your mind needs to be battle tested. You train it in silence, in isolation, in struggle high, and quitting seems easy. You stay in the fight. You don't need comfort. You need clarity. You don't need easy. You need pressure. Because that's where warriors are born. The strong are the ones who show up when they don't feel like it. Who do the work when nobody cares? That's what separates champions from spectators. So the next time you feel tired, weak, or like you can't go on, remember, that's the exact moment to train your mind. That's the rep that matters most. That's when you grow. That's when the average give up and the uncommon rise. The mind is a muscle. It demands reps. Give it what it needs, or it will break when you need it most. The real battle starts when the comfort ends. Most people don't understand what real growth demands. They think success is built during convenient hours in ideal conditions with the perfect mindset and all the right circumstances lined up. But that's fantasy. The truth is brutal. Nothing meaningful begins until comfort ends. Comfort is the illusion that tells you you're doing enough. It whispers, you're fine right here. Don't push any further. And that voice, that's the enemy. Because the real transformation, the real breakthrough only comes when you shatter that comfort and step into the suffering. When you're comfortable, you're coasting. You're not learning, you're not evolving. You're just existing. You can't expect to become something exceptional while living the same soft patterns that broke you in the first place. Comfort breeds weakness. It breeds excuses, distractions, and laziness. That's why the real warriors of life deliberately throw themselves into chaos. They chase the hard. They hunt the pain because they understand this progress doesn't live in the easy zone. It lives on the edge of pain where most people turn back. The second things start to hurt, that's when most people stop. That's when they reach for distractions, give up the diet, skip the workout, sleep through the alarm too. Or back out of the plano begins. It's not the first mile that breaks you. It's mile 15 when your legs are cramping and your lungs are on fire. That's when the weak tap out. That's when your real opponent shows up, your own mind. And if you haven't trained to deal with that pain, if you haven't willingly gone to war with it before, you'll fold. Comfort is a drug, and most people are addicted to it. It's everywhere. Climate control, soft beds, fast food, instant gratification. We've been trained to chase ease and avoid struggle. But comfort is killing your edge. It's sedating your ambition. The moment you choose the path of least resistance, you start dying slowly. That's why those who want to be great do the opposite. They seek resistance. They put themselves in positions where they have to fight. They want to be tested because they know on the other side of that test is a stronger version of themselves. You build resilience by voluntarily throwing yourself into discomfort. You become unstoppable by choosing to do what others won't, running in the cold, training when you're exhausted, speaking truth when it's uncomfortable. These moments harden your mind. They sharpen your spirit. Because if you're only strong when conditions are perfect, you're not strong at all. Strength is forged in hell, not in comfort. And the warriors who win, they know the moment things get hard, that's when the real work starts. So if you're searching for that next level, stop looking for motivation and start seeking pain. Not reckless suffering, but purposeful pain. Go out and suffer on your terms. Make your body tired. Make your mind scream. Get uncomfortable daily, because that's where the fire is. That's where you meet the version of yourself that comfort has buried for far too long. The real battle doesn't start when you feel good. It starts the second you don't. Don't wait for motivation. Build discipline. Motivation is a liar. It's a temporary high. It's that surge of energy you get when the music is loud, the lights are on, and everything feels perfect. But the moment life slaps you in the face, when it's cold, when you're sore, when the grind gets ugly, motivation vanishes. You can't rely on that spark, because life doesn't care if you're inspired. It doesn't care if you're in the mood. If you wait to feel ready, you'll stay exactly where you are. Broken, weak, and wishing you had more time. That's why you stop chasing motivation and start building discipline. Discipline is the real fuel. It just gets the job done. Discipline is cold. It's silent. It doesn't ask questions. And it doesn't give a damn about your emotions. When your alarm goes off at 4:30 a.m., motivation isn't going to get you out of bed. Discipline will. When your legs are shaking and your lungs are screaming during a run, motivation won't carry you to the finish. Discipline will. It's built in the shadows through repetition, through routine, through showing up when nobody else will. The ones who win, they show up when they're tired, when they're hurt, when they're alone. Because they don't operate on how they feel. They operate on a code. That code is simple: get it done, no matter what. That's discipline. It doesn't make excuses. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't stop to negotiate. You don't sit there in your head trying to decide if today's a good day. Every day is a work day when you're living with discipline. You treat it like brushing your teeth. You just do it. It becomes part of you. The gym, the grind, the cold showers, the long hours, the brutal honesty. It's all part of your DNA. Not because you love it every time, but because you demand it from yourself. Most people spend their lives chasing feelings. If they don't feel like it, they never break out. That's why they stay stuck. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's the thing that turns into, I am great. It's ugly. It's boring, but it's effective. You train discipline like a muscle. And every time you choose it over comfort, it gets stronger. Every time you push through and motivation is gone, you're building a foundation that can't be broken. Here's the truth. You will not feel motivated every day. You will not want to suffer. You will not want to sacrifice. But you must, because your goals don't care about your moods. Your future doesn't care if you're tired. If you want to become something uncommon, you have to be willing to do what common people won't. That starts with building the kind of discipline that doesn't ask for permission. It moves regardless of pain or fear. It moves because it must. So kill the mindset that waits for a spark. Light your own fire through action. Do the work when it's easy. When it's hell. Discipline is the warrior's mindset. Motivation is for amateurs. If you live by emotion, you'll die by regret. But if you build discipline, real, savage, unshakable discipline, you'll rise. You'll conquer. No storm will shake you. Excuses are the language of the weak. Eliminate them. Excuses are the lies we tell ourselves to justify quitting. They're the soft whispers of weakness that crawl into your mind when things get hard. You show up in different forms. I'm too tired. I don't have time. It's not the right moment. I'll start tomorrow. That's not truth. That's your inner coward trying to take control. Every excuse you make is a chain around your neck, holding you back from who you're supposed to become. And until you eliminate every single one of them, you'll stay average, you'll stay soft, you'll stay stuck. People who dominate life don't make excuses, they make decisions. They own everything. If they fail, they take the blame. If they suffer, they use it. If they fall short, they figure out why, and they go again. But weak people, they always have someone or something else to blame. They're masters of deflection. They'll blame their upbringing, their boss, their environment, their genetics, their schedule, anything but themselves. But the truth, the raw truth, no one's coming to save you. And if you want to change, you've got to kill every excuse you've ever leaned on. Excuses are the comfort zone's best friend. They protect you from growth by keeping you from pain. They create an illusion of logic. You'll convince yourself you're justified in not pushing harder. Victim, that the world is unfair. But life is unfair, and nobody cares. The ones who win are the ones who stop talking and start working. They take responsibility for everything. That's what mental toughness looks like. It's owning your reality without flinching. It's saying, yes, this is hard. Yes, I'm alone. Yes, it's unfair. But I'll keep going anyway. The harsh reality is this: you either have results or you have excuses. You can't have both. You can tell yourself the same story 1,000 times, or you can rewrite it by doing the hard shat every day. Excuses are the language of the comfortable. And if you're speaking that language, you're not on the path to greatness. Warriors don't make excuses. They make sacrifices. They do the work when it's inconvenient, painful, and lonely, because that's the only way to rise. You need to recognize that excuses are mental poison. They rot your mindset from the inside. And the longer you entertain them, the further you drift from your potential. It doesn't matter if your excuse feels valid. The mission is bigger than your feelings. Excuses don't serve you. Every time you give in to them, you're choosing weakness. You're choosing average. You're choosing to lose. And if you want to become something real, something unbreakable, that choice is no longer acceptable. So if you catch yourself making excuses, cut them off immediately. Replace them with action. Shut the voice down and get to work. Don't overthink. Just move. Because the only language we're speaking is the one built on effort, grit, and ownership. The rest, it's noise. And winners don't speak that language. Pain is the ultimate teacher. Pain doesn't lie. It's the one force that exposes who you really are. When it shows up, it strips away your ego, your comfort, and every excuse you built around yourself. Pain doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't care about your goals. It kicks down the door, looks you in the eyes, and asks, what are you going to now? Most people run. They flinch, complain, collapse. But the uncommon ones, they lean and they welcome it. Because they understand that pain is the only teacher that tells you the truth. Every lesson worth learning in this life is delivered through suffering. You don't build strength in the moments when things are easy. You build strength when it's cold, when you're alone. 2, when your body's broken and your mind is screaming for you to quit. But you still take another step. That's pain teaching you discipline. That's pain sharpening your focus. That's pain molding you into something unbreakable. If you run from pain, you're running from growth. Every time you avoid it, but if you chase it, if you seek it with purpose, you evolve. Pain is the process. It's not the enemy. The pain you feel in your muscles during a workout, that's growth. The pain of failure after taking a risk, that's knowledge. The pain of rejection, humiliation, loss, that's the forge where resilience is built. Pain teaches you where your limits are and how to break them. It shows you what matters and what doesn't. But it will only teach you if you stop seeing it as punishment and start seeing it as preparation. Most people are so afraid of pain that they never live. They play it safe. They numb themselves with distractions, with comfort, with fantasy. But pain doesn't go away. It waits. And one day it shows up all at once, bigger, louder, heavier than ever. You can either face it daily by choice, or you can get crushed by it unexpectedly. That's why the warriors of the world put themselves through suffering on purpose. They don't fear pain. They train in it. They suffer now so they don't break later. You need to flip the script in your mind. When pain shows up, don't panic. Pay attention. Pain is feedback. It's telling you that you're being stretched. It's pointing to places in your life that are weak. And if you have the courage to go deeper into it, not away from it, you'll come out the other side stronger. Pain is the fire that burns away everything that doesn't belong. Fear, ego, laziness, they all die in the flames. And what's left is something pure, something sharp, powerful. So the next time pain comes knocking, don't avoid it. Open the door. Let it in. Let it test you, shake you, humble you. Because if you learn to walk through pain without backing down, there's nothing in this world that can stop you. Pain is the ultimate teacher. And if you listen to it, if you embrace it, it will take you to levels no comfort ever could.